I love lepers and prostitutes.
That's filthy.
I can't even breathe in this thing, DeLa. Who are you talking to?
I was reading an interview you guys did with Entertainment Weekly about the movie, and DeLa, you said, we were all working to figure out how we reclaim a sense of warmth and joy at the holidays, which is every straight person's birthright, but queer people have a little bit of a harder time accessing that. Can you talk about that a little, like, and how do you guys sort of work to like bring that sort of to the world with your holiday specials and your holiday tours?
Yeah, I think that since Jinkx and I sort of both began creating holiday content, a big mission statement that we've each had and that has only boosted working together is the idea of reclaiming a holiday that is all, we're inundated with these messages of family and homecoming and these perfect holidays that are not necessarily accessible to a lot of queer people. I mean, historically, the relationship with family and home is much more complex. And so really doing these holiday specials by and for queer performers and the queer community is all about creating, basically imparting the message that tradition can be what we want it to be, and that we can shed the traditions of the past that don't serve us. We can find our own family. We can invent new traditions that work for us and hold on to the ones that we still enjoy.
Yeah, what she said. No, I think there's something about the holidays that maintains this, especially like because most of the holiday music is so old and antiquated in many ways. There's this like lingering idea of the 1950s and the return to normalcy that's still very much infused in the way the holidays are presented to us in mainstream media. And that in itself doesn't feel like it invites queer people in to take place in that joy. I think the holidays like really operates in the world of assumptions, that everyone is heteronormative, everyone is cis, and everyone celebrates the holidays in this way that we've been shown for the last, like 70 years or however. I don't do math.
I'm pretty sure Christ was born 70 years ago.
Yeah. So I think, it's important and really liberating that we are really unapologetic in our way of talking about the holidays and calling a spade, calling a Christmas tree a fascist symbol of patriarchal oppression,
I love it. I love that there's even like diversity to experience of like, sometimes when you go home, like you fucking hate your family and you just fight like from hour 3, you know what I mean? Like not everyone has a great Christmas experience. We don't wear like matching jammies and watch all the movies.
I think something that everyone can sort of agree upon around the holidays, whether they celebrate Christmas or a different holiday or no holiday, is that we kind of share this experience of expectations falling short. There's such fanfare around what we're supposed to feel and how we're supposed to perform it. And, and I think letting go of that is hugely liberating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jinkx says, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have a great relationship with my blood family, and I'm very blessed and lucky with that. But that doesn't mean that my relationship with my chosen family is any less significant. I think it's really important to have both, because your chosen family are people who know firsthand the experiences you've been through in life because they've been through them as well. So even though I still have a great relationship with my blood family, my chosen family is equally significant this time of year. And I think the best compliment we are given and the best comment we've been given when we've taken our holiday shows on tour is the people who come up to us afterward in the meet and greet and say, I don't talk to my blood family. I don't see my family at this time of year. And it's a really hard time of year for that reason. And now I have a tradition that I can look forward to this time of year rather than just like brace myself for seasonal onset depression,
Essentially, we're going to present you with two options, two classic holiday staples. And I mean, maybe this is a discussion, a debate you two will have, but I want you to tell which one is more gay. Which one belongs to the gays? Number one, we've got Rudolph, and then Hermie, the elf who wants to be a dentist.
I mean, come on. Hermie's hair alone is, I think, that's like the ultimate twink fashion icon, right?
Yeah, you've always had a special affinity for Hermie. I identify more with Rudolph, and I think the reason why is because I've never been able to hide my queerness. It's the equivalent of my queerness, and a queer expression is the equivalent of having a big red blinking nose.
So what I'm hearing is that you are fooled by Hermie's masculine facade.
I think out of the two, Hermie is more passing. Because, you saw what happened when Rudolph tried to hide Rudolph's nose. He sneezed and it was gone, and that was it.
Is that how that went? Oh,
tinsel.
Tinsel is 100% gayer than garland. I mean, it's basically, look at it. It's ready for pride.
That Christmas tree looks like most drag queens I know this time of year. I think DeLa has two dresses that look like that.
At least.
Now, if we were talking Judy Garland, that would be a whole different story.
Yeah, pink bunny outfit or tights. I don't know. Which is gayer?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't ever seen Elf, so I don't feel...
You've never seen Elf?
No, I don't feel prepared to talk about Elf.
It's much better than one would expect.
And A Christmas Story is much more racist than any of us care to remember.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. There's a lot of classic Christmas films with little racist nuggets that we choose to not remember. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, we choose to remember it now. We are saying enough. We cannot just turn a blind eye to White Christmas being deeply problematic.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it's a toss-up for me. I'm gonna abstain from answering this question.
I'm gonna say Elf because it's less racist. Is silver gayer or gold gayer? I want to say gold is gayer. I don't know what that's based on. I feel like
gut.
Gold is flashier. I prefer gold, and I am exceptionally gay. That's my bottom line.
I have such a freaking intellectual answer for this. It's so
she couldn't think of the word.
I couldn't think of the word intellectual. I'm gonna say silver because, and this is so stupid, but because as a witch, witches choose silver over gold because gold is more closely related to Christian religion. And in that sense, I would say that silver is gayer because it's decidedly breaking away from the Christian aesthetic of gold on everything. It's no contest, it's Mariah Carey.
What?
Excuse me, because the day after Halloween, every 90-pound twink in their Prius is driving down the street blasting that song on repeat. It drives me nuts, but it cannot be denied that All I Want for Christmas Is You is a gay anthem.
It is absolutely a gay anthem. I agree. However, if we're going to talk about gay Christmas songs, then I feel like there is some weight in a Christmas song coming from a homosexual individual over a heterosexual individual creating content for queer people. Whatever, they're both gay, but you know.
They're both gay. Yes,
he's gay. That guy's gay.
I prefer For Us, By Us, but lots of divas have done us some courtesies throughout the years that also deserve acknowledgement.
Mariah, you're an honorary homosexual in our book.
Yeah. We were very close. I wouldn't say very close. We were somewhat close to doing a Heat Miser, Snowmiser number.
By very close, Jinkx means she had a pitch. Jinkx had a pitch that we should do.
I had half a pitch and then never fully developed my idea. And at the end of the day, we realized all we had was we were just gonna wear blue and orange costumes and be like, da 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 da.
I was never under the illusion that number was happening.
But she humored me for a long time.
I did.
I'm gonna say the Snowmiser is definitely more gay because of the straw boater alone.
Yeah, that snappy chapeau really that says it to me.
When you start accessorizing you already are leaning one way or the other.
Plus, look at Snowmiser and his grumpy old face. That's a political conservative.
Yeah, that's Trump right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Nutcracker.
I would also go with Nutcracker.
This is a little known thing about me. I, at one point in time, thought I was going to be a ballet dancer. And I tried at it for years, and I performed in the Nutcracker, and that experience alone was the gayest thing I've ever done.
What were you in the Nutcracker?
Well, this is such a sordid tale. I was cast as the Russian dancing bear because we were doing the Russian version of the Nutcracker for the last time in Oregon before they switched to the German version. And the ballet master took me out of the role of the dancing bear because I didn't dance like a bear enough. And so I got put in the role of the cavalry, and I was on stage for about 7 seconds.
You need to go to some bear tea dance for some research of the wild.
All I had to do was somersault, and I guess I did it just way too gay. But here's what I'll say: the Nutcracker is gayer, is because I don't know why, but from a very young age, I've had very confusing feelings about the Rat King.
That's fair. However, are we vetoing things based on racially problematic imagery? Because we did that.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Why would I forget that? Like, the whole second act is just like an ode to racism. So
plus, Trans-Siberian Orchestra has the word right in it. That's weird.
All I can think about when I think Nutcracker is how sexy I find the Rat King, but you're right. We are vetoing things based on racism.
And also, like, nobody would like the Nutcracker if they actually remembered the whole thing.
Yeah, until they update the Nutcracker to be a little bit more conscious and mindful of the things that the Nutcracker portrays. Trans-Siberian Orchestra just won the gayer content. I'm gonna say turkey because you stuff it.
A glazed ham though? Could make an argument for getting glazed as well. I don't know what that means.
Glazed, it's all very sexual in nature.
Spiral cut's a little light in the loafers. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, but the turkey's bound. The turkey's legs are tied together.
Stuffed and
bound. Turkey.
Yeah, turkey.
That feels equally gay and not gay to me.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't really know anything about pop culture since 1999. I would say Kelly Clarkson only because I feel like I've heard her name more throughout my life. Who's Casey? Casey Musgrave.
She sings that nice song about the slow burn. It's very romantic and whatever.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly it is.
One's in drag. It's the angel.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
I'm just hearing all the Casey Musgrave fans getting mad at me online after I said I didn't know what.
Oh my goodness,
I'm still
move
stuck
on.
on the last
Just go with the
question.
angel.
Yeah, Angel. Angel. Yeah, Angel. Catherine O'Hara is a huge icon to me, but I am going to say Christine Baranski, she's been my favorite actor since I was like 8 years.
We literally wrote a line into the holiday film about Christine Baranski. It got cut, but but it was about how, as a child, Jinkx was wishing for a signed photograph of her at the age of, 8?
Yeah. I was the only little child in my class who, so we had to do an interview one time in second grade or something. And every little boy in my class said Jim Carrey was their favorite actor. And I said Christine Baranski, second grade. That's how gay I am.
I think I said Ann Miller.
Antiquated. At least Christine Baranski was in Sybil at the time. The TV show Sybil, not the movie.
Sure.
Okay, multiple choice. We got Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. Who's the gayest reindeer?
Prancer? What is
Prancer.
it? This is not even a...
It's Prancer. It's Prancer. It's Prancer. You could make an argument for Cupid, but it's Prancer.
Prancer. Yeah, no explanation needed. I agree with you there.
But we have enough sub-communities in the LGBTQ community that I'm sure all of them are gay and belong to their own category.
Yeah. We got a gay for every reindeer.
But just imagine that stable at night.
Fruitcake is an antiquated gay slur, so fruitcake.
an antiquated gay slur, and that's why. Whereas we vetoed certain things for antiquated practices, we are now awarding it.
Reclaiming.
Reclamation.
Yes.
Also, but do check out Piggy Pudding's Fascinator.
Yes. And
She's got a whole headdress.
my partner is English, and I bet he would have he'd have an argument for Piggy Pudding. But as an American, fruitcake all the way.
You cannot trust the British when it comes to food.
Just can't.
Well, I prefer Winter Wonderland. I'm definitely an Annie Lennox fanatic, but I don't know. I mean, Eartha Kitt's Santa Baby is so iconic. I know that Madge is beloved, but Eartha Kitt is one of my patron saints. So
Anytime Santa is in a category, it's always going to win the gayest of that category, because I've been doing drag half my life now. That's about like 16 years now I've been doing drag. And the amount of times I have had to sit through drag queens performing Santa Baby, whatever cover of it, there's just no way to deny its inherent gayness.
it seems like a through line that the gayer thing is not the thing we prefer.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I think a synced light decoration has that like gay like giant mega club feel.
Anything that requires choreography is
I haven't seen Miracle on 34th Street since I was a wee tot, so I'm gonna go with It's a Wonderful Life because I remember it, sort of.
I don't know that I've ever seen either film in its entirety.
One is about suicide and banking, and the other is about Santa Claus.
And banking, I assume.
I'm gonna go with It's a Wonderful Life because of the moon speech. I'm very familiar with that moon speech. And the only reason I'm choosing that is because I say that moon speech to my partner all the time, and I'm very gay with my partner.
I do love that little girl squawking every time a bell rings. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. I remember the cadence of that, the pitch. Lovely, right?
Now we've got Krampus versus the Grinch, and what a cameo from Mayhem Miller we've got there.
She did really nail that look.
I'm gonna say these two things are equally gay. And the reason why is because I have seen very gay presentations of both things and very sexy presentations of both things from all sorts of drag performers. And I wouldn't have said Krampus until I saw our friend Faggoty Randy play Krampus, the gayest Krampus you've ever seen. He played Krampus like Snagglepuss from the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And after you see Krampus say like, "Exit stage love," it'll be forever changed.
You'll never put that out of your mind, never. Wow, Jinkx, who's gayer, Tim Allen or Billy Bob Thornton?
Well, I'm not so familiar with Billy Bob Thornton's body of work, but I do know Tim Allen is troubling in many ways. And I kind of just don't want to give either of them the credit of being gay, so.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, like, Tim Allen is better groomed, so, like, I guess that gets a point.
Based on picture alone, I would say Tim Allen as Santa is gayer.
Yeah.
But based on the way Billy Bob Thornton seems to have given up, is something I can resonate with.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, but his look is a heterosexual look. No offense, you guys have enough.
I'm gonna say Muppet Christmas Carol because wait, is it Muppet 12 Days of Christmas?
It's 12 Days of Christmas.
We're gonna
the photos from Christmas Carol, but
we're gonna correct you and just pretend we're talking about a Muppet Christmas Carol because it is hands down my all-time favorite holiday film. I've watched it countless times since I was a child. I know every song still by heart. Until December 1st when you have a new Christmas movie, a new holiday movie.
Your new favorite, your new
enjoy.
holiday favorite. I know there's a lot of light reflecting, but you'll catch it on one of these things.
But the Muppets are just inherently gay, I think. You know, there's a diverse
when's
cast of
Gonzo gonna
Muppets.
come out?
Yeah, I really identify with Miss Piggy. Like I think most drag queens probably could confirm.
She's a root.
You're either a Miss Piggy or a Janice. I'm definitely a Miss Piggy.
Yeah, see, I got the I got the hooves to prove it.
Mara, I know, has asked Miss Piggy in the past when she's gonna get her butt on Drag Race and guest judge. It seems like it's only a matter of time.
She says she really wants to.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, I have to say, every time a guest judge like that comes on, and I have already done 2 seasons and don't get it. I don't know. I would be upset if Miss Piggy were a guest judge at this point because I would be so jealous that
Miss Piggy is amazing on television. She was an amazing guest judge of.
But she is a bitch in person.
On MasterChef Junior, and she gave me my life. I love watching Miss Piggy chew out other celebrities. Miss Piggy is, she's perfect. She's a near perfect being.
She is a near perfect being. And now that I think of it, being performed by Frank Oz, she is technically a drag queen.
Yeah, she's a queer icon.
When you wish upon a nog.
I think I see where you're going with this. 5, 6, 7, 8.